managing your finances can be a really daunting task, especially if you're someone na maraming binabayarang bills every month, and minsan, aminin natin, kakaunti lang din talaga minsan ang kinikita natin every month. And it's really hard to manage. But always remember that if you cannot manage 100,000 pesos or even a single peso, do not expect yourself to manage 1,000,000 pesos or $1,000,000 or basta a big amount of money. Always remember that what doesn't get measured doesn't get managed. So for today's video, I am going to share to you guys how I manage my finances using Google Sheets and 2 secret tools that I personally use. This might be a little overwhelming to some of you, but promise this is super fun if you're already in the process of doing it and discovering what kind of monitoring and evaluation tools that you can use on your own personal finance system. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Ushin and I make videos on personal finance, tech reviews, lifestyle hacks, and whatnots. If you're new to this channel, make sure to please click the like button. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to my channel and click the bell button beside it so that the YouTube algorithm can reach more audiences and be helped by my videos. Just a reminder also that I am not a licensed financial advisor, so always do your research. But before that, something came into the mail today and I am going to unbox this in front of you guys. This is actually my ING Debit Card. So yeah. Okay. Oh wow, okay. There's a flap here that you can use, if you can see it. Oh, that sounds so cool. And then, alright, wow. You have an ING logo here. Oh wow, just look how it looks like. Ang ganda ng packaging, naka-pop up siya. Say hello to the card that lets you do your thing. Wow. Okay, so the details of my debit card, nasa likod siya, and it also supports BankNet. So now guys that we're done unboxing my new ING debit card, which is another addition to my collection of cards. Yes, I collect cards, I love cards. Alright, so let's begin. Setting your own personal finance system can be a really daunting task, as what I've said kanina, and it's not always apples to apples. So whatever works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. So whenever you're setting your own personal finance system, there are some stuff or there are some aspects of it that you might be comfortable doing what I do, and at the same time I might not be comfortable doing some things that you do. As much as possible, let's try to avoid what we call analysis paralysis, because sometimes whenever we're setting up our personal finance system, meron mga bagay na gusto nating i-determine whenever we're trying to make our columns, our computations, our tables. This is the same case that I personally do not use mobile apps such as Money Lover, Mint, tsaka Moneyfy, because to be honest, I am really not a mobile person, or a mobile phone person, and hindi ako masyadong gumagamit ng cellphone. So, I use my laptops more than my phones. So, lahat ng monitoring na ginagawa ko or lahat ng personal finance system ko, they're all on my desktop or they're all online. So, they're on the cloud. But of course, you have to make sure that your account is secured before putting your personal information or your personal finance system online. So how I manage my personal finance system is that every October, I start planning for my budget for next year. So how I do it is that for my net annual income, not gross, not base pay, but net annual income, meaning yung pera lang na natatanggap ko every month or every 15/30, then times 24 mo lang siya. So I will spread them over for the next year. Tapos, I put all of my budget plan in Google Sheets, which looks something like this. Share ko lang, when I was planning for my budget this year, I actually planned for 2 scenarios. So the first one is business as usual, so meaning wala ng COVID or wala ng pandemic, wala ng quarantine. So finactor in ko na yung magiging rent ko if I move back to Manila, and then yung gagastusin ko sa food, etc. And then the other one is that if I'm still staying here at home. So, medyo tedious yung ginawa ko, I know. I actually spent almost a month doing it or planning for it. Kasi finactor in ko talaga yung lahat ng mga pwede kong gastusin. So, fortunately, well, I'm not saying that the COVID pandemic is a blessing, but this is our situation right now. So, Siguro naging maswerte lang ako na sobra ako nakakatipid talaga since nandito ako sa bahay ng parents ko. So for my annual budget, I put them in one sheet and I categorize them into 4 categories. So the first one is savings, investments, and expenses, and bonuses. So I allocate X% of my annual budget to these 4 categories depending on my goals this year. So yung goal ko this year actually is really more on investment. So I have a lot of my budget allocated for investments talaga. On another sheet, then I allocate for my monthly budget. So yung ginagawa ko lang, yung per item na nandun sa annual budget, I divide them by 12. Sometimes hindi naman siya by 12 kasi may mga times na meron ako mga specific items that I want to spend or I want to reach by, say, March, April, May. Basta specific month. And so, dinidivide ko lang siya sometimes by 5, by 6. I forgot to mention also that I also put an X amount of money for my sinking fund. So, essentially what sinking fund is, if you've watched my previous videos, sinking fund is essentially my free-to-spend money. Ayoko kasi yung feeling na parang if pag binabudget ko kasi siya up to the last cent, feeling ko nasasakal ako. So parang wala akong sense of freedom on how I want to spend my money. But I make sure that I stick to that sinking fund. So kunwari, kung meron akong sinking fund na 3,000 pesos every month, I make sure na yung 3,000 pesos na yun, pag once na naubos yun, I won't be able to spend it anymore. Or hindi na ako mag-go beyond that. Kasi I'm pretty sure if I go beyond that, mababankrupt ako. So, laging ganun yung mentality ko. So, but at least kaya very careful ako on how I should spend my sinking fund. So, and to be honest, for me, it's healthy because I become more conscious on how I should spend my money. So, since my salary comes in every 15 and 30, I make a bi-monthly budget or a bi-monthly tracking sheet. The first secret tool that I'm going to share to you guys is Airtable. So I'm introducing Airtable to you guys. Airtable is like Excel or Google Sheets but on steroids. It's a very simple and good management tool wherein you can categorize some of your columns, group them or use them as filters. So it's a pretty awesome tool. This is an example of how I use it. Every 15 and 30th of the month. Ang gusto ko sa kanya, nilalagyan ko siya ng column na kung bayad ko na ba siya or hindi. Tapos, if it's allocated on the 15th or the 30th. So, yun. So, at least meron akong checklist every 15 and 30 on where should my money go. So, always remember that in order for you to save up and to secure your future, you have to build the habit of when your salary comes in, it should be income minus your savings equals expenses. It's not income minus expenses equals savings. So no, don't do that. I would recommend you guys to please pay yourself first. Secure your future kasi wala ka namang ibang aasahan unless you're a millionaire or a billionaire na expecting na magkakaroon ng mana when your family dies. Knock on wood. But yeah, but for someone like me, who's just an ordinary or a random person on the internet, the only way for me to be able to secure my future is I have to pay for myself first. If there is one thing that you should definitely track on your personal finance system is your total net worth. Di ba sa mga teleserye, usually yung mga kontrabida, minsan tinatanong nila dun sa mga bida na, magkano ka ba? Hate to break it to you guys, but it's actually true. So, medyo sinensationalize lang siya ng Philippine media just to make it look bad because it's connotated with rich antagonists. And I would recommend for you guys to know kung magkano ka ba, okay? So, for you to be able to track your net worth, what you have to do is that you have to take into account your assets, meaning lahat ng pera mo na nasa banks, yung value ng real estate properties mo, and then i-minus mo yung liabilities or yung lahat ng utang mo sa whether it's a bank or from credit cards or from someone or from any organized financial institutions. Yes, i-subtract mo siya, then that's gonna be your net worth. So another tip nga pala na natutunan ko dun sa economist kong colleague, si Enzo. Hi Enzo, super shoutout to you if you're watching this video. So sabi niya, if you're going to take into account your real estate properties, hindi mo ilalagay sa liabilities yung utang mo, for example, sa bank. Kung nag-avail ka ng bank financing, hindi mo iti-take into account yan sa liabilities. Yung magiging asset mo lang dun is kung magkano na yung nabayaran mo when you are paying your properties. Your mission should be that your net worth shouldn't be on the negative side. Kasi kapag nag-negative yung net worth mo, bankrupt ka. So that's called personal bankruptcy, and we don't want that. So how do I track my net worth, and how do I do it? And so the second secret tool that I am going to share to you guys is the one that I personally use, is called Tableau. So Tableau is a data visualization tool where I use it for making dashboards. So this is an example of my personal finance dashboard. And actually work in progress pa rin to kasi feeling ko okay na ako dun sa colors, and then I used stack bar charts, tapos may mga number cards lang siya. Pero gusto ko pang ayusin yung layouting niya. So if you have suggestions on how it would look like, especially if I have some viewers who are actually data visualization experts, let me know in the comment section, and I would love to have your feedback. And yeah, I would work on this, but essentially dito, meron akong isang big number card here that says total net worth. Tapos, ang gusto ko pa sa Tableau, nakakonect siya sa Google Sheets. So, every time na ina-update ko yung Google Sheets ko, so medyo tedious lang siyang tingnan, pero yeah, for me, it's pretty much useful. And yun, ang maganda pa sa kanya, nakakonect siya sa Tableau ko. So, if ever nag-update ako, or if ever I do updates on my Google Sheets, then Tableau is loading it as well on my dashboard. So yeah, that's basically my personal finance system. And to be honest, it's not, for me, in my case, it wasn't really easy to set it up. Hindi ako gumamit ng templates from, personal finance experts or from personal finance YouTubers, because yun nga, hindi apples to, for me kasi hindi apples to apples yung pag-set up ng personal finance system mo. You can, I mean, I'm not saying, guys, that you shouldn't use them. In fact, feel free to use them, but if you need to make modifications, well, then feel free. Yun lang, ang sa akin lang kasi, pag ako na yung gagawa ng modifications, baka ako yung mahirapan. So, that's why I opted to make everything from scratch and then make my personal finance system into something like this. So, once a week, I always review these sheets and I monitor them and see if I'm doing a good progress whenever I'm tracking my own personal finance system. I personally recommend that as your wealth grows, your personal finance system would grow as well. And that is okay. Do not limit yourself on settling on a system that's too stagnant, na parang yun na lang. Kasi that's not how growth works. So remember that as your money grows, so for example, if you're having more sources of income, so definitely kailangan mo din siyang i-monitor, especially if you're doing big investments on a specific investment scheme. So that's also the same with your personal finance system. Mag-grow din siya. So, mas magiging siyang complicated or more complex. Yeah, but if you know some tips and tricks on how you can simplify them, please feel free to comment down below. Would love to know your comments, and pretty excited to know also about your own personal finance system. And yeah, let me know also in the comment section. So that's it. That's for our video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash the like button, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell button beside it so that you will be notified whenever I have a new video. I will see you again, guys, on my next video. Bye-bye!